to get back to your seat.
I had one in the bathroom with no windows. I suffer from aviophobia. It means fear of dying.
Sir, for your own safety, sit down, or else I'll make you sit down.
Fine.
Thank you.
This is Captain Pegg. We've been cleared for takeoff.
I may throw up on you.
I think these things are pretty safe.
Don't pander to me, kid. One tiny crack in the hull and our blood boils in 13 seconds. Solar flare might crop up, cook us in our seats. And wait till you're sitting pretty with a case of Andorian shingles. See if you're still so relaxed when your eyeballs are bleeding. Space is disease and danger wrapped in darkness and silence.
Well, I hate to break this to you.
Hello there, I'm Bob West, and this is Studio 7 on YouTube West, DTube, and Vimeo. Hi. Today I'd like to talk to you about a 2009 production called Star Trek. Now, a lot of people came walking out of this movie because it was in an alternative universe and got PO'd. I loved it. I thought it was great. Let's just start right there. I thought it was great. A lot of people looked at this movie and said, oh my God, another sequel. I said the same thing. But it wasn't another sequel because it didn't follow the same timeline. It wasn't another Marvel movie because it didn't bring in one character and give you 5 new ones that you're not going to like that much anyway. No, it wasn't all CGI. Despite what you thought it wasn't all CGI. But what it was a strong movie. What it was a movie that gave you character development. What it was a movie that introduced you to people and made you feel sorry for them or happy for them or want to be them as soon as you got into the picture and you wanted to know what was going to happen to them. And that's what you get with movies like Stagecoach or Red River or The Great Escape or The Bridge on the River Kwai. Anything by David Lean, anything by Anthony Mann, anything by John Huston, is you get to know these characters. And that's what my channel is devoted to, my shows are devoted to, is to bring you that. This movie was directed by J.J. Abrams, who has done a marvelous amount of work. It was produced by J.J. Abrams. He really put it together. It was based on the Star Trek universe by Gene Roddenberry, but it wasn't the Star Trek universe. And yet it wasn't a next generation because it didn't rely on going back to certain places and certain things to keep its show alive. It had a really good cast, and it had a relatively new cast. So we had John Chow, Ben Cross, Bruce Greenwood, Simon Pegg, Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Winona Ryder, Zoe Saldana, Karl Urban, Anton Yelchin, Eric Bana, and Leonard Nimoy. And normally, right about now, this hits my turkey rule because it has so many stars in it. I feel like I'm getting a stuffed Thanksgiving turkey, but it's okay. It's okay because they're not overplayed. Winona Ryder is only there for a bit. Leonard Nimoy is only there for a bit. But these people that play our core characters were so good as Chekhov, and so good as Captain Kirk, and so good as Mr. Spock, and so good as the communications officer who was just totally hot. You know, they're just so good that you get interested. And even though the plot's a little thin, it's okay because we're going to have this time travel experience. Now, did we have to have an ending like we have? I need to say that because I hate to give away endings. And the answer is no, but it's okay because one of the things that I found out about this movie and really enjoying it and really getting ready to see it was the effects. A lot of the effects were done on green screen. Everybody goes, yeah, you're doing it on green screen now, man. Yes, I get that. But J.J. Abrams went out of his way to say, how can we not do this on green screen? How can we use the Superman effect? Can I hang, Chris Pine upside down over a mirror with a camera and make him look like he's flying like the old Superman movies instead of doing it on green screen? And so he went back and looked at ways he could do the light flashes and the travels and the cutaways, and he could do scene after scene after scene and take away from the green screen and actually make this a live action movie.
Shields up. Red alert.
Arrival at Vulcan in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
Emergency invasive.
Bring main impulse.
Damage report.
Electric shields are holding.
All stations. Engineer Olsen, report. Forwards, come about starboard 90 degrees, drop us down underneath and Suez.
Now, oddly enough, they destroyed 30% of their green screen scenes in favor of live action where they needed it. So, when you're looking at some of this stuff, you're going, oh, dude, that's on a green screen. No, it's not. It's done live. They used the old Hollywood tricks long before we had digital like I'm using for you. They used the old flying tricks and light flash tricks and cutaways so that you would be into this movie. And believe me, this is the last best Star Trek movie because everything that's come out after that has been a pile of horse crap. Star Trek Into Darkness could have been cool, could have been great. It started out really good, but it didn't make it. And the last Star Trek movie, I can't remember the name of it. It was Beyond, Star Trek Beyond, was beyond bad. Now, Quentin Tarantino is going to come out and do the next Star Trek movie, and which is one of the reasons why I'm reviewing this. And I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I'm not expecting to see Star Trek. I'm not expecting to see that which Desilu Studio Lucille Ball put together, in case you didn't know. No, I'm not expecting to see that at all. I'm not expecting Captain Picard and Next Generation. I'm not even expecting Chris Pine and all of this stuff to be in it. What I am expecting is somewhere between Kill Bill and The Gods Must Be Crazy. Now, because I have this range that's going to be expected, I won't have to worry about being disappointed, as I am with every comic book movie I've ever seen. But Star Trek isn't a comic book movie. Star Trek is a belief in a franchise. And this, I believe, was the turning point of any of the franchise movies, and I'm hoping it won't be. Now, 2009 Star Trek is a 7 out of 7 movie. You'll walk out of it, you're happy you spent your money, you were happy you saw it, you were happy you got to know the characters. The scenes are so epic, they're so well done. The interaction between Karl Urban and Chris Pine is wonderful. People that slide in like Winona Ryder, who, you know, I'd like to say I grew up with her. I didn't. I'd like to say that. I grew up watching her. There's a difference. If I grew up with her, well, that would be a different story, right? Okay, so it's unfortunate that some of the people have carried on to do some work and they have made it work. Simon Pegg, who is an incredible actor, he's been around for a long time, would later try to direct that last Star Trek piece of junk. And sorry, buddy, didn't go well. It's okay. Believe me when I tell you that most of Stanley Kubrick's movies are junk too. It's just that nobody's afraid to admit it. For Studio 7, I'm Bob West.